What's going on, everybody? We are back again for yet again another podcast. A lot going on, as always. Right in the middle of, or right in the heart of college football and NFL. So, got some different stuff to start out though. NBA. So, a lot of you all have heard about this certain player. You know, I've heard about him. I heard about him like last year, maybe. It was like this phenom. I was like, oh man, come on. It's an overseas player. It's just going to be like every other player. He's going to get drafted high, be a bum. But no. Victor Wembanyama. Man. Best NBA prospect since LeBron. Have you seen some of his highlights that they've been posting on Instagram and stuff?
Yeah, he's
a freak.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. So, he's 7'2", but he plays like a guard. He can shoot like Steph. He's got... I wouldn't say handles are like Kyrie or anything, but they're good enough. They're good enough to
for being 7'2", definitely.
Yeah, you ain't supposed to move like that. Like usually people put it like this. Usually when you're that tall, you run like a baby deer. That's how they usually say it. This dude does not run like that. He's an athlete, and so there's been a couple greats. Get some quotes. So LeBron said, "Everybody's been a unicorn over the last few years, but he's more like an alien. He's for sure a generational talent." So. I would definitely agree with that. Steph said he's like a 2K created player. And then KD said the league is really in trouble when he comes in. So he's getting love already. I think it's going to be crazy, though. But we're going to see some tanking like no other. Because if you're like one of the bottom few teams, don't win a game. If you can just not win, just... If you're about to go to overtime, just give the other team the ball and let them score. You do not want to win games. You want that first pick because, I mean, his ceiling is unreal how high it is. It's like a what he can be is better than KD and has a chance to be literally one of the greats. So, yeah, I'm hyped to see his journey for sure. He'll be in next year's draft. So
7'2", that's crazy.
You ain't supposed to move like that. You're supposed to be down on the block and just post
scoring.
Little hook shot, but man, it's crazy. Keeping it in the basketball world, though, Kentucky basketball. So we've talked about it before. We're playing Gonzaga this year and next year, but we'll now play Gonzaga for the next 6 years. So we signed an extension to that. So this year, playing in the Spokane Arena in Washington, and then next year we get them at Rupp. Then we play them in Seattle in 2024, then Nashville in 2025. I think that's pretty dope. Then we got Rupp Arena in 2026, and then we get them in the Kennel in 2027. So that's obviously their like home arena. Mm-hmm. So I think it's gonna be awesome though.
Wow, they're actually letting you all go to them.
Yeah, and so it was supposed to be there at their arena this year. They said they don't have enough seats in their arena, so they're playing it in the Spokane Arena because it's got like 10,000 more seats or something.
Oh. So
it's really like a home game for them.
Yeah, I remember you saying a long time ago they never wanted you all. They didn't want to host you all at their place or something. Yeah.
But yeah, so that stadium that we're playing in this year is literally 6 minutes from their arena.
Dang.
So, but they considered it a neutral site game on their schedule, so it makes no sense. But so I'm hyped for that because it's a good non-conference matchup. But we had our pro day, so that's where like scouts will come in from the NBA, whatever. They'll watch some of the players do basically just a practice.
Yeah.
Some of the takeaways, obviously athletic. This hasn't happened like we've had athletic teams in the past. Last year was not. We were just Ty was pretty athletic, I would say. Damian Collins was athletic, and Jacob Toppin, but it wasn't like alarming. Like wasn't nothing crazy. But right now, Damian Collins has a 46.5-inch vertical, and he's already 6'11" at that. So that's gonna be ridiculous. And then
you're already that tall. Golly.
Yeah.
Like.
He's picked up.
His head gets above the top of the backboard.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. But I think at the end of last season he had like a 42-inch or something.
Oh, so it's like improved a lot.
Yeah, it's improved a lot. And then Jacob Toppin, he had like a 43 at the end of last year, and now he's got a 45-inch vertical.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, and then I've heard Antonio Reeves transfer from Illinois State, I think. Everybody's thinking C.J. Frederick had to be the shooter on the team, but Antonio Reeves apparently doesn't miss. So that's definitely good. Take some weight off CJ's shoulders. I'm hyped. Season's coming soon. With that being said, we released the blue uniforms. So we got the away uniforms now. We talked about the white home unis, but the blue ones released. It's just the opposite, so it's just the same uniform.
Yeah.
But I definitely like the blues better. So I'm gonna throw up a picture of those on the screen. Man, yeah, I think they're beautiful. So I'm hyped for it.
Yeah. I believe Tennessee had their pro day too. I think they said there was like 15 different NBA scouts or like programs there. But
You said they had like a scrimmage too or something, right?
yeah, but I thought it was a scrimmage, but I think it was the pro day.
Oh, it
is
was
what
pro
he
day.
talking about. Yeah, but
Yeah, it's pretty dope though.
Yeah.
Both teams get some love from the NBA.
yeah, I like how they do it though. It's just like
It's
just a regular practice, and then they just come and scout.
Yeah, because then they're able to take away like literally anything like that scouts are looking for because they're not like running certain drills. It's just like they're just playing basketball. So I think it's dope.
All right, moving on. A little NFL. Get into some football. Start out, Matt Rule. He's fired after a 1-4 start for the Panthers.
Understandable. But that was I think he got there in 2019. He had left Baylor. That's when like Baylor was like top 10. If they beat Oklahoma, they were going to the Big 12. Had a chance at the playoff. Like, so yeah, I think he kind of regrets that decision now.
Yes.
I mean, I think he should go back to college if I'm him. But
I feel like that's what happens mostly. Like college coaches, like either it works out in NFL or it only works out in college. Like some college coaches can't coach NFL, some NFL coaches can't coach college.
Yeah, like Nick Saban. I mean, he went to the Dolphins and then wasn't too good, but
Devontae Adams, I'm sure y'all have heard videos everywhere. He pushes a photographer, and then a little bit later on, they released that the photographer filed a police report after he was shoved to the ground.
If I'm that photographer, I'm gonna get my money though. So
yeah. Everybody knew it was coming. Yeah. Like it was obvious he was gonna do it.
I think it was kind of a stupid decision of his. Like I understand you're angry, but like
it was the dude right after the game, right?
Yeah.
Because he was mad, or Devontae Adams was frustrated that they lost. Like, come on, man.
Yeah.
With the photographer.
He didn't even do nothing. Like he's just walking, and you just shove him.
He didn't even help him. Like didn't even He just walked by him.
That ending was crazy though.
Yeah.
Because Derek Carr was throwing to, I don't know, one of them was supposed to be on like a go. I think it might have been Devontae Adams just giving him a chance, 4th down.
Yeah.
And him and Hunter Renfrow just ran into each other and tripped over each other. So, I mean, I can understand. Right after that, he slammed his helmet on the ground.
It was a good Monday night
it was really good.
Game.
Because they were, the Raiders were up 17-0 at one point.
It's better than the Thursday night game that we had.
Definitely better than this Thursday, too, because we've got Bears Commanders this Thursday.
Oh, nice.
Yep. Can't wait to watch that one.
2 best teams in the league going at it Thursday.
Absolute battle this Thursday. So, but yeah, so keeping it with the NFL, we got some controversial stuff going on.
A lot of talk, man. A lot of talk.
There's a lot of stuff going on all around, on the internet, on every talk show in the morning. Roughing the passer. So when we were growing up, right? I know we sound like old heads now, but it used to be like you just can't hit him after he throws it.
Yeah.
Like if the quarterback throws the ball, you can't hit him. But now there's been some controversial ones the past couple days. So the Buccaneers were hosting the Falcons. Falcons had a little comeback going, and then it was 3rd and 5 with 3 minutes left. Tom Brady, you can look it up. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about. He just gets sacked. It's just completely normal. Gets spun around.
Nobody thinks anything of it.
Nobody thinks anything.
Falcons got to stop.
Okay.
They're going to get the ball back.
Good little game. It's going to be 4th and 15. Out of nowhere, flag. The Tom Brady effect. So, roughing the passer, 1st down right there. With that being said, it's not like that was the end of the game. There was a chance that the Falcons had, but the momentum is gone at that point. Like, the momentum that the Falcons had shot, and they get heated, and I completely understand it. Everybody was like, that's the worst call in NFL history. But that didn't last 2 days. Because there was one that was probably worse. Derek Carr gets sacked against the Chiefs. And that one, the guy was literally just right behind him, going towards him. And he just sacks him, gets the ball out of his hands, and grabs the ball before he even hits the ground. And that one was also called roughing the passer. And there's literally nothing the dude could have done differently.
The thing with Tom Brady, his sack and the roughing the passer call is roughing the passer is supposed to be when the defender intentionally hits or targets the quarterback after the ball's been thrown.
Yeah.
Right? So the way Tom Brady got tackled, I feel like, because he wasn't like hit like above the shoulders, it was like a perfect form tackle. Like what slung him around, I think, is why they threw the flag, which really is not roughing the passer. It was more momentum, like because he was coming around the edge, sacked Tom Brady, and like as he was going around, it was more like of a momentum thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
I feel like even that's more gentle than how this hit was. Like he fell on it.
Exactly.
And I felt like that guy in that Falcons for the Falcons, like he was being safe about it.
Yeah, and it wasn't like he like slammed him or nothing. It was just like his momentum. He just like took him down. It wasn't like intentional.
Like nothing was wrong with it.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then people were trying to argue that the one in the Chiefs game was because the guy landed on him. Yeah. But what do you expect him to do? Literally, I've seen people. There's been former refs. There's been people on ESPN, the commentators. They're like, that is a horrible call. There's no way you can call that. He couldn't have. There was no way he could like flip or like roll over and not land on him. And with he didn't even have the ball. So when he didn't land on him, it was already a fumble. So I mean, both of those were terrible.
Terrible calls. Yeah.
Those were awful.
Agreed. Terrible calls.
Yeah.
I understand like looking out for player safety and like protecting quarterbacks, but now it's getting to a point where it's so extreme. Like
that's just a tackle.
You feel like I feel like the players feel like they can't even play football because they're worried that they touch the quarterback. Like.
Yeah. And I saw Michael Parsons' tweet. It said, "Man, they want us to sack them like we're playing in the Pro Bowl or something." That's what they want. They just want the two-man touch, and then they'll just blow the whistle.
Eventually, that's what's going to get to if they keep on with how it's going.
Yeah, it'll literally be like it's a practice.
Like you just can't touch the quarterbacks are wearing their red jerseys. Like
exactly, it's ridiculous. But switching it up a little bit, MLB. We should have talked about it a little bit last week. Like we said, MLB is definitely not our top sport.
Yeah.
But we still love it. A lot of people don't like baseball, but me and you both still love the MLB. Just completely missed it last week. Mm-hmm. So the playoffs started. Postseason, whatever you want to call it. In Game 2 of the Guardians versus Rays, the Guardians were up 1-0 in the series. In the bottom of the 15th, it was 0-0. And we just so happened to turn it. Literally, as this guy was up to bat. Oscar Gonzalez hits a walk-off home run. Final 1-0.
Yeah.
And so now they'll play the Yankees. But it was crazy. SpongeBob is his walk-up song. Whole crowd is going insane. And then right when we turn it, boom, gone. Like, it was crazy. Crazy that it took 15 innings to get a run. I think there was 11 hits total in the whole game. So, yeah. That was like... there was a lot of sweeps, though. Like, a lot of 2-0 series.
All right, so some predictions for MLB and how the rest of the postseason is going to play out.
Let's pull it up real quick. Just make sure we're not wrong about it.
Yeah.
So, first, we've got... What is it? It's the... Yeah, Yankees versus Guardians. Who you got and how many games?
I'm taking Yankees. I think Aaron Judge is going to get it done. I'm going to say this is the best of 3, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. I don't know. I like how the Guardians played. I mean, it was the Rays, but I think it'll go. I think it'll go all 3, but I think the Yankees will take it.
Yeah, I'll also go with the Yankees because, I don't know, it's just the Yankees. They're just tough. So, yeah, I'll go with them 2-0. I think it's 3. I feel like there's one of these that's supposed to be like 5 games. Yeah. And then the World Series is 7.
Yeah, I'm not real confident with postseason baseball, but postseason baseball is the best time to watch baseball. It's great, but I get confused with how their postseason works.
So, all right, let's not go games. We'll just take winners. So, right. Mariners versus Astros.
Mariners and Astros. I'm going Mariners. Not a big fan of the Astros. Because too many conspiracies with them.
Yeah.
And, you know, my man, Jesse Winker, along with the rest of the Reds crew, went there. So, I'm going Mariners.
That is true. I like the Mariners, but I'm gonna go Astros just because they're just really talented. A lot of good players for them right now. I mean, yeah, they cheated. They're still just good at baseball, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna take them in that one. So then we'll just keep it right there. So Yankees or Mariners for you.
So next round, Yankees and Mariners. I'm going Yankees.
Okay. And then I got Yankees versus Houston. I'm also going Yankees. I think that one, however many games it is, I think it goes to the end. And I think it's just a battle. So then we got Philadelphia versus Atlanta. Who you got now?
Whew. I'm gonna have to say the Phillies. I just like what they've done this year. They play great baseball. Not saying the Braves don't, but I like something different. I'm going Phillies.
Yeah. So I'm gonna take the Braves. They're coming off the World Series last year, obviously, but they only lost Freeman. Really, that was their mainly.
Yeah.
That was their only big hit. And late in the season, they took over as the leaders in their division over the Mets. So I'm taking the Braves. I don't think it'll be I think that'll go to. I think that's 3 games. So I think that'll go to 3 games. Also, just because Philadelphia is tough. Then we got the Padres. The Padres beat the Mets, I think, and then they play the Dodgers. Who you got? Padres, Dodgers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the Mets really fell off.
Yeah, bad.
Towards the end of this season, but I'm going Dodgers on this one. The Dodgers, I've said it all along. Their whole team's basically all stars. They got dudes that can play ball. I'm going with Dodgers. Who are you going with?
I'm going with Dodgers as well. Not even a question. But so who you got? Dodgers or Phillies?
The World Series, I'm gonna have the Dodgers and the Yankees, and I'll go ahead and get my winner. I think the Dodgers are gonna take it all.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna. I guess it's not really upset, but upset the Yankees in the World Series. So
yeah. Also, whenever I have the Braves versus the Dodgers, I got the Dodgers. The Dodgers literally won 111 games this year. So that is ridiculous.
That's crazy.
But so mine is also Yankees Dodgers. So it ends up we got the same. I'm going Dodgers as well because they've just got too much talent. It's hard to win like World Series that close.
Yeah.
They won it in 2020? Was that?
Mm-hmm.
Because they won it really recent, so it's hard to maintain that and be able to win it a couple years later. But I think they're just loaded.
Yeah.
They're just so talented right now. So I think they get it done. But
it's crazy to go back to back in baseball because baseball is the most unpredictable sport.
It is.
Out there.
Yeah.
Because baseball's crazy. Anything can happen. Every game's a new start, basically.
Yeah.
Unless you're the Reds. Same thing over and over.
Yeah, for sure.
But no, baseball's wild for sure.
Yeah, postseason baseball is just like nothing else. It's just hype. Sold out crowds every single game. But getting into some college football, outside of the big games, we got a couple little side notes. So set the tone right here. I'm up, I'm just chilling, 2:30 in the morning, right? Just bored. But I'm watching college football. It's West Coast football. Why not? It might be a good game. So, Oregon State at Stanford. Oregon State almost upset USC a couple weeks back. I was like, man, it might be a good game. So, Oregon State's got the ball. 58 seconds left. No timeouts. Down 27-22. You don't think they have a chance. They got to go the whole field. But Trayshawn Harrison catches the ball over the DB's head. I'm going to try to put the video on here. Just mosses him. The only way to put it. Runs 56 yards for the touchdown with 13 seconds left. And then they pick off Stanford on their first play. Unreal. Stanford at one point had a 99.9% chance of winning with 153 left in the game. And it completely flipped. It was insane. I was watching it, and I was like, man, because Stanford just kept pulling away. And I was like, dude, this ain't even going to be a game. And then they came back. They got the ball. They got stops when they needed to, and it was just unreal. So showing some love to Pac-12 because, I don't ever watch their games unless it's a ranked team. But yeah, I watched that one and it was crazy.
Crazy. 2:30 in the morning, just crowds going nuts.
Yeah, I was going crazy.
Well, I mean, it wasn't 2:30 out there, but here at time, if you're a fan, I guess.
I guess it would have been 11:30.
It's still a late game out there, then
Yeah, but still,
Dude, that's
it was crazy.
yeah, wild play. Arkansas, bad news.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on. Who would have thought? I predicted them. I thought really highly of them.
I did too.
At the beginning of the season, I predicted them high. They've dropped 3 straight games now. KJ Jefferson is out for the Mississippi State game. And Will Rogers is now the SEC's leader in all-time career completions.
Yeah, that's crazy. And they said it took him 27 or 28 games, and the other leader that it was Aaron Murray, and it took him like 70.
Yeah.
So it took him literally less than half the games. But yeah, like you said, KJ Jefferson was out for that game.
Yeah.
I mean, I still feel like they got beat pretty good. I don't know what's going on with Arkansas. I was a big fan before the season, hoping they would do good. But SEC West, like we always say,
Crazy.
You're not going to be able to just play average ball
Yeah.
in the SEC West. So Pittsburgh running back Israel, might butcher this name, Abanaconda. I don't know. But
sounds right.
yeah, I remember watching him against West Virginia week 0, I think they called it. Or it might have been week 1. But I was like, man, this dude's tough. Like, he's just a good running back. Tennessee has played against him.
Mm-hmm.
And he had 320 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns versus Virginia Tech this past week. Broke Tony Dorsett's rushing record in, like, yards in a game. Unreal, because that is a Pitt legend. And I thought that record would never be broken. 320 rushing yards is ridiculous. And then 6 touchdowns. It's just
that guy
insane.
that we can't even pronounce his last name.
Yeah. Too bad he just can't.
But no, he's a baller.
Yeah, he's tough. He's getting himself looked at by scouts now for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, Pitt won that game 45-29. So yeah, they balled out though.
Hey, I've been telling y'all, hey, Penn ain't no joke.
They ain't no joke at all. So, like I said, those weren't the best games last week, but these are. So these are the games we talked about. College game day was at Kansas for the Kansas versus TCU game for the first time ever, which was still cool. Both teams were 5-0 going into it, and TCU was a 7-point favorite. My prediction was TCU 56-41, and yours was TCU 35-10.
Yeah.
Final was TCU 38-31. So it was a great game. But Jalen Daniels, the quarterback for Kansas, got hurt in the late second quarter with a shoulder injury. We thought he was going to be able to return later in the game, but he was not able to. I don't remember the name of the backup that came in, but he balled out. But Quentin Johnston for TCU, 14 receptions, 206 yards with 1 touchdown. Scores a go-ahead touchdown with 1:36 left in that game. So it was really close. We both had kind of a blowout TCU's way. But missed holding call. Some people think it was a missed holding call. Some people don't. But on the last play of the game, and that got Kansas a turnover on downs. But because it was like a throw that you he was about to break on the route, and then he got tangled up with the DB, and crowd went crazy. You know how that goes. But I don't know. Refs might have been blind. They might have not seen it. But yeah, I think that game should have been a little bit longer. But it was a good game. And some rough news: Jalen Daniels out for season with a grade 3 right shoulder separation. But something interesting with that. So that was announced like 4 hours ago.
Mm-hmm.
But he tweeted out, he quote tweeted a tweet that said, Kansas QB Jalen Daniels is expected to miss the rest of the season, blah, blah, blah. He said, sheesh, that's news to me. So, I don't know what's going on with it.
What?
I have no idea what's happening. So, I don't know if he's out for the season or not, but that's what everybody else is saying. I don't know if he's out or not. But he's definitely injured. He's not playing this week. But
that's crazy.
Yeah, so definitely more news with that. Then we had the Red River Showdown, one of the best rivalries in college football. Played in the Cotton Bowl Stadium in Dallas.
It's just a classic game.
It's just,
I love this this particular game.
Yeah, it's so awesome. Yeah. Well, Texas also likes this game because we both predicted Texas to win. Mm-hmm. I had them by 10. You had them by 7. Nothing crazy. 49-0. Texas, man, beat them. Quinn Ewers, it was his first game back. Looked amazing. 21
he never
for 31.
missed.
Yeah. First game back since the Bama game. So it had been a few weeks. 21 for 31, 289 yards, and 4 passing touchdowns. He went crazy. Oklahoma offense couldn't even move the ball. It was just, I don't know. Texas defense, they showed signs of being like crazy, but I mean, obviously, if you're holding the team to 0 points, that's a Big 12 team. You're doing pretty solid. Yeah. So some of the crazy, historic like things that happened in this game. Texas's largest win in this rivalry's history. Oklahoma's largest shutout loss in program history. Oklahoma had scored a touchdown in 167 straight games, and that broke this streak. And then they've suffered 30-plus point losses in back-to-back games for the first time in program history. Oklahoma's down bad. That's the best way to put it.
It's not looking good.
Yeah, not looking good for Brent Venables, but, you know.
Hey, it's only up from here.
yeah. Hey, right where you're at right now, you can only do better. So, you know, what are they, 3-3 now?
Yeah.
I don't know the last time that's happened, but it's just crazy.
Mm-hmm. All right, next game, number 11 Utah at number 18 UCLA. Utah was the favorite, 4.5-point favorite. You said Utah 38-30. I said UCLA 49-38. The final 42-32.
Yeah.
UCLA.
Yep.
Beats Utah.
I was a sleeper, low key. Like I like DTR, but I just didn't believe UCLA was like, you know, all the hype. But yeah, so you were right on that pick. Yeah, both QBs look solid though. But little note, DTR broke the school passing touchdown record with his 76th touchdown pass. It's insane. He's balling out for him for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, UCLA is now 6-0 for the first time since 2005, and I think it's the first time that, like, I think first time in a long time since both UCLA and USC are both undefeated, like this late in the year, like 6-0 or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Both LA schools are balling right now because like you don't think of UCLA being like that.
Yeah,
good, but
UCLA used to be pretty good back in the day, didn't they?
Yeah, they were pretty solid.
I mean, I don't remember it, but
obviously they had Josh Rosen.
Yeah,
he was crazy hyped. So they were pretty good then. And then like 2014 they had like Brett Hundley or
yeah, I knew through the years they had some like peak players and stuff.
Good seasons, but
yeah.
So now DTR leads all of them. I'm happy he stayed back last year. He had a chance to go to the draft, obviously, but he decided to come back. Had some work to be done, and he's doing it right now. So
yeah. So the game that everybody has waited for since all the beef and all the talk has happened. Texas A&M at number 2, Alabama. Alabama was a 24-point favorite.
Missed that a little bit.
That changed as Texas A&M season went on because I'm sure that the 24-point favorite was not what it was going to be.
Yeah, because they were like top 10 at
the
end of the year.
So you said Alabama 45-21. I said Alabama 63-21, and it was a much closer game than we all expected. 24-20. Alabama takes it. 4 turnovers.
That's crazy.
Something rare. 4 turnovers, most for Alabama since 2015.
Yeah, that's insane. That's a lot of turnovers for the Nick Saban team.
So really, they're lucky to get by.
Yeah, they scraped by that one.
Yeah. Texas A&M had a chance after a field goal in stopping Alabama. One play from the 2-yard line with 3 seconds left, and Alabama has a goal line stop. They showed a video of Nick Saban breaking down the last play. I don't know if you saw that or not, but you can really like see the inside of the mind of a college football coach of Nick Saban.
Yeah, I did see that video. He was like toe or whatever.
Yeah.
He was like, man, running back flares out. He's got this. Stays in. He's got this. And like, it's crazy that they can just like pick up on that so quick and like
he picked up on that play from earlier because he said they scored on it earlier in the game and they switched how their coverages were. So it was pretty cool that that just comes down to coaching and getting your players in the right position.
Yeah, there's a lot of people heated about that last play call, too.
Yeah, yeah.
Front pile on throw, one-on-one. Didn't even work out, but... Man.
Yeah. So Alabama takes it. Crazy close game. But
very close. But
good game.
Yeah, it was both. I mean, Jalen Milroe played okay.
Yeah.
Like, nothing crazy, but he got the job done. So we'll talk about it later, whether we know anything about Bryce Young or not. But so another game that happened late Saturday. Man. So right after we had done the podcast last week, it came out that Will Levis was hurt, and I didn't even know anything about it. So Will Levis did not play in this game, and Kentucky was a 10.5-point favorite. Whenever we did the podcast last week, and it went down a little bit, but I said Kentucky 31-17. You said Kentucky 27-17, and we lost 24-14. So, like I said, Will Levis, it was a game time decision, but he ended up not playing. So Kai Sharon got the nod to play QB for us. Tough situation for him, not gonna lie. Like, you can't expect him to do a whole lot. There was a lot of throws he was able to make, and receivers would drop it, and I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff like that. O-line struggling horribly. So Stoops said after the game, "I don't think we've looked like this in a long time," and that was like one of his like mic drop type things.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and I completely agree with that because this was the worst Kentucky's looked in a game where we were the much better team, and we just looked completely beaten up. Worst loss of my lifetime, definitely. And definitely Stoops' worst loss. Yeah, back-to-back losses with Mississippi State and then Tennessee. That's our next two games. We've already got 2 losses under our belt. And then we've got Georgia later in the year. So, I don't know. We're staring 7-5 in the face because we're not going to be a favorite in any of those.
Yeah.
But there's also a chance we can pull something out, maybe make it 9-3. Because, we get Mississippi State at home, Georgia at home. Obviously, we got to go on the road to Tennessee. But it just sucks having 2 losses at this point in the year because nobody expected that.
Yeah.
We've allowed 25 sacks this season, and that's the most by any SEC team in the last 15 years.
Oh, my
so,
gosh.
I've talked about the O-line struggles, but that just puts it in perspective. South Carolina had 4 sacks going into this game, and they had 5 just against us alone.
Wow.
So, I've talked about it. I've never really, been like, oh, it's a huge deal. It sucks, but it's gotten to the point where that's making or breaking.
Screaming O-line.
Yeah, because we've got the best receiving room in my life, the best quarterback since 1998, and then we've got one of the best running backs in school history. So it's not their fault. It's on the O-line, and it just sucks because we were the much better team there, and we just couldn't get the offense clicking until late. But something interesting about Kai Sharon, everybody was kind of bashing him at first, but I was doing a little research, seeing how well he did. Obviously, like I said, he threw some good passes, but on the last drive that we scored on, between him getting sacked a few different times, he threw for 114 yards in one drive, which is insane. He got sacked for 16 yards one time, and then he was able to battle back and throw a long ball after that. But I mean, I think he played very well. It was his first start in college, so I don't know. But some good news, despite all of the sadness. But Mel Kiper Jr., draft analyst, a lot of people know him. He says Will Levis will be the first pick in the NFL draft.
That's huge.
Yeah, that would be crazy. I think Tim Couch is our only first pick ever. But they said at the end of last year he had 30-1 odds to be the number 1 pick. And then after the Florida game he had 12-1 odds. And then after the Ole Miss game last week he had 6-1 odds.
Dang.
So now he's got the highest odds over Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Hendon Hooker, which that could change over time because all 4 of those quarterbacks are balling.
Yeah.
It's just, I think Mel Kiper, he tweeted and said his reasoning behind it because people called him an idiot and were bashing him for it. He said what Will Levis is doing right now is that good, and he's playing behind the worst O-line in Power 5. And so
true.
I think that just puts meaning behind it because he's doing all that with little time. I don't know, but a lot of people are not appreciating what he's done for Kentucky. He's 14-4 as a starter, 15-4, something crazy. But yeah, so I think it's just
give him
awesome.
his respect.
Yeah, give the man his flowers.
But I think like that. Y'all's defense is still not like playing bad. Like you said, I feel like the only thing that needs to be fixed is the O-line.
Yeah, and I don't know. I've never played offensive line, so I don't know what you're supposed to do differently.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just like an experience thing, like if you're just getting outsmarted. But I don't know. I have no idea what you're supposed to do differently.
Yeah.
But we're now ranked 22nd.
Still in the top 25.
Yeah, we're still making it, but back-to-back losses obviously hurts. So, good takeaway. Big Blue Madness is Friday. So, Friday the 14th. So, I'm hyped for that. But, yeah.
So, this past week, I'm smiling.
Oh, yeah.
Tennessee, man.
The talk of the town, to say the least.
Went to LSU in Death Valley. We were number 8. They were number 25. We were the 2.5-point favorite, so they were predicting this game. Yeah, just a little bit. They were predicting this game fairly close. It was not.
Yeah.
You said Tennessee 41-28. I said Tennessee 38-24. And it was just absolute domination. 40-13. The Vols win it. We started the game 20-0.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you could tell there was something going on off that first kickoff.
Yeah,
it was.
You can always tell.
Yeah. We've said that before, too. You can tell high school definitely off the opening
Definitely
kickoff.
high school.
And then
it's
in
bad
college, it's like maybe a play or two. You can just kind of tell. But this one, it was just a kickoff. He drops it. Tennessee starts on what? Like, y'all's 35?
Yeah.
Man, that was crazy.
Yeah. It was just a crazy, good game. A good win.
Very good win. There was a lot of people thinking LSU might, like, upset y'all or something. But
yeah, it was a great win for the program. They've beat us in the last, I don't know if it was the last 2 meetings or 5. 5 sounds high. I don't know. It was either 5 or 2, something like that. But, yeah, we're still in the lead for the all-time record against them. 20-something and 10. I don't know, but, yeah, 40-13, we win it.
I think it's crazy, though. I went to a Tennessee versus LSU game when I was
That's crazy.
I was 5, so it was 2007
Dang.
at Neyland. And it was, y'all also rematched in the SEC championship that year. But I went in the regular season game. It was Jamarcus Russell, and then, who was the, man, there was somebody else, a big NFL player in that game. And it was like, I think LSU might have been 1, and y'all were like 4.
Yeah.
Or something. It was a crazy game. But I remember, I've seen pictures of that. But I don't know, that just made me think of that.
Brew McCoy, what a game. He had 140 yards receiving. Didn't have a touchdown, but, he's a big target.
Balled out, though.
Big target Saturday. Jalen Hyatt, 2 touchdowns. Had like 63 yards receiving. And then
balled out too. Yeah, that's your boy too.
Offense really played great. Jabari Small, our running back, had 127 yards and 2 touchdowns. Believe it or not, Coach Heupel's offense is really set up to run. Most people don't really understand that.
Sling it too. So.
But we can air it out when needed. But mostly, our offense is designed to run first, then pass. You run to set up the pass.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what we do. But we had more rushing yards this game than passing.
That's hard to believe, too.
263 yards rushing and 239 yards passing. So that was kind of crazy. I thought that was a cool stat. Because you don't get that every game, because we spread the ball out.
Yeah. So you said Jabari Small ran for a lot. What was the dude, Jalen
Wright?
Yeah. Did he play pretty well in that game?
Yeah.
So I watched till it was not a football game anymore. I watched till.
Yeah, he got some touches. He had some good runs actually.
Y'all mainly just do the 2 running backs.
Yeah.
And then.
Yeah, usually. Hendon Hooker continues his streak of touchdowns in consecutive games, and I believe, if I calculated this right, he's up to 17.
That's insane.
They're talking about him being on track to breaking Peyton Manning's single season passing touchdowns 36.
What's he at right now?
Total Peyton Manning had 39 because I think he had 3 rushing. So they're saying he might pass up that too, like total touchdowns in the season. I'm not sure what he's at right now.
How many have like? He had at least 2 in that game.
Yeah,
So
I would say he's probably at 12. No, he's got to be higher than that. Well, he's had 2 touchdowns.
I mean, y'all
in
scored
the
60 something against.
Yeah. Here, I can look right now. Yeah, so I think he has 10 touchdowns right now.
Okay.
So they said he got to 30 something last season and he didn't play the full season. So I think that's why they were thinking, he's gonna break this record. That would be insane to witness that.
Because the only reason Peyton Manning didn't win Heisman is because of what's his name? DB from Michigan.
Desmond Howard.
No, it was the other guy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're gonna have to look it up because that's gonna kill me.
I know.
So next week we play Bama. I know we haven't talked about next week matchups yet and gave our predictions, but Bama is the number 3 rushing offense in the country. And some crazy news. This is different.
Charles Woodson. Gosh, that was going to bother me.
So Bama's the number 3 rushing offense in the country. And a crazy stat that we haven't seen in a while in Tennessee's defense is we're ranked 11th in the nation for rushing defense. So that's crazy.
That is
I love
insane.
that because I feel like in my lifetime, Tennessee has always kind of struggled more on defense than not. But yeah. So, defense is balling out. Offense is balling out. It's great. It's going good.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all been going crazy.
Yeah. A cool fact, we wore the Smoky Grays this past Saturday. They looked great. I can't believe it's been 5 years since the last time we've worn them. But we're 4-1 in the Smoky Grays.
Yeah, I don't know why Mr. Pruitt ever took them away, but...
Yeah. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Just beautiful uniforms. That was the uniform game of the week.
Yeah.
For sure. Because LSU, they were the whites, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was beautiful. With that being said, going into week 7, you mentioned it a little bit. We'll save that game for last because that's obviously the biggest game. But what would have been college game day if there wasn't the name of Tennessee and Alabama. Number 10, Penn State, travels to number 5, Michigan. Michigan's a 7-point favorite. Who you got in that one?
I'm going Penn State, 34-27. Want to say before we start all these predictions, there's a lot of great games.
There is a lot of good games.
This week coming up.
It's been rolling with the good games.
But this first game, Penn State, I think, Michigan's just been, sliding by a little bit, but I think Penn State might take care of them 34-27.
Yeah, so I'll take Michigan in that one just because I think McCarthy, he's solid. I just think if you're looking at the quarterback matchup, I think Michigan wins it. But like you said, they've scraped by games. They barely beat Maryland a couple weeks ago. They kind of turned it on late last week against Indiana, but I'll take Michigan mainly because it's home. That's the main reason.
Yeah,
if that was
is a
at
big
Penn
factor.
State, I'm taking Penn State 10 times out of 10. Then we got number 7, USC, at number 20, Utah. Utah's a 3.5-point favorite. Who you got there?
I'm going USC. I think Utah is going to fall 2 games in a row. USC 41-28. I feel like it's kind of a blowout, kind of not. 13 points. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who you got?
I'm also going with the Trojans in that one. Fight on. That's all I can say. So,
Fight on.
38-30. I don't think it's like a blowout, but I think it's just unfortunate how Utah's schedule was laid out.
Yeah,
They got both these LA teams right back to back.
Still ain't the SEC though.
No, they still ain't the SEC. Next game, number 8, Oklahoma State at number 13, TCU. TCU's a 4-point favorite. And that one I'm gonna go Oklahoma State. I like Spencer Sanders. He's balling out for him right now. He's obviously a veteran quarterback for him, and they snuck by a little bit last week. I'm not gonna lie. Who was it? They were playing Texas Tech, but Texas Tech is a scary team because they throw the ball 50+ times a game, so they can beat anybody. But I got Oklahoma State 34-27. Who you got?
I'm going Kentucky.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I mean, that's next game. I'm going Oklahoma State, 31-20. I think Oklahoma State Cowboys. I think they're gonna get it done.
I think so. You think TCU's a little overhyped?
I just feel like they really haven't. Yeah, they played an undefeated Kansas team, but Kansas hasn't been.
They're Kansas.
Yeah. I just feel like TCU really hasn't put to a real competitive test, in my opinion. And I think this is going to be the first test, and I don't think they're going to be ready.
Yeah.
So Oklahoma State.
Yeah. Then we got, getting to the SEC, number 16, Mississippi State, at number 22, Kentucky. Mississippi State's a 6.5-point favorite. Mike Leach teams, they're always scary. They have the all-time passing completion under center.
Will Rogers.
Yeah, Will Rogers is tough. They've got insane receivers right now. So I understand them being a 6.5-point favorite. And we'll note, Will Levis is day-to-day, so we don't know if he's going to play.
Gosh.
It sucks. So this is assuming he plays from both of us.
Yeah.
I will go with Kentucky. 27-17. That's with a healthy Will, with him playing the whole game. Like, if it's without Will, I think it's a little bit different. But who are you taking there?
I'm going Cats. I think, the big focus point for you all this past week in practice would be O-line. I feel like they're going to get it figured out. Like I said, this is prediction with Will coming back. Fix some things in the O-line. Will comes back. Defense. I still think y'all's defense is playing good. Cats 27-24. I think it's going to be a close, hard-fought game. Because Mississippi State, does some really good things over there.
Definitely.
So, but I feel like y'all can do it.
I hope so. We got to get back and swing things because, like I said earlier, tough games coming soon.
Yeah.
But
The SEC life.
yeah. Getting straight to it, man. College game day. It was in Knoxville 2 weeks ago. Back again. First time this game will include 2 unbeaten teams for the first time since 1989.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
My dad wasn't even born. No, I'm just kidding.
Dude, we weren't even thought about, though.
True.
So, the Vols haven't beaten the Tide since 2006. So, it's a crazy game. Bama is a 7.5-point favorite. What do you think about that?
Oh, cue the music. Oh.
What do you think about them being a favorite, though? You think it's understandable? Or
I mean,
what do you think?
Yeah, we haven't beat them since 2006. It's understandable that the favorite. 7.5 though. Come on now.
Because if you think about Neyland, they consider stadiums like that a 3-point swing. So they're really saying Bama's a double-digit favorite.
Wow.
That's bold, I think. I think
that's disrespectful.
Yeah, that's really disrespectful. I'm hammering
But no,
Tennessee to cover.
I didn't expect, us to be the favorite this week, but with it being Bama. But what was I gonna say? I don't know.
But with that being said, let's go with these picks.
Yeah.
Knoxville's gonna be nuts. We'll just go ahead and put it that way. You're gonna be packed. Bama they have not seen an environment like they'll see Saturday. And we don't know if Bryce Young's playing. Still. Might be Jalen Milroe. There's a chance. I think they said he's day to day too. So this is with Bryce Young back. This is our predictions.
Yeah.
So I've got Tennessee 41-31. I think they get it done.
Hey.
And
yes, sir.
I think the Saturday on Rocky Top is going to be insane.
Yeah. I'm going Tennessee as well, man. 34-31. I'll explain it to y'all. I got a feeling.
Break it down.
We were breaking it down earlier. So this is what's gonna happen. All right, tune in. Here we go. So I feel like it's gonna come down to the fourth quarter. All right. It's gonna be like we're gonna get to 34 first, just the way our offense is. Alabama great defense though, but I think our offense we're gonna get 34 points first. Then it's gonna be like 34-24. I think late we're gonna go up 10. Okay, and then I feel like towards the end, Alabama's going to get a late touchdown, and they're going to make it 34-31. Now, I could see it going the way it did with Florida, of them getting the ball back again to have a chance to win. I feel like that's going to happen, but I feel like our defense is going to come up clutch again, hopefully, and make a stop to make it a W in Knoxville, 34-31. And dude, if this happens, like I said last week, like beating LSU was like the biggest game.
We were 4. Just put that out there. We were 4 the last time.
Yeah. So like this is the biggest rivalry between Tennessee and Alabama in a long, long time. This game means a lot. It also means a lot for where Hendon Hooker stands for Heisman as well, I think, depending on how he plays in this game. I'm excited. I'm ready. People thought Florida, when they came to us, was crazy, but we're having an all orange out, and I feel like this game, there's not going to be another environment in college football like this game.
Yeah. A couple weeks ago, obviously, they were in Knoxville. That was a crazy crowd. This one is going to top it. What time is this game?
3:30.
Okay, so same time as the Florida game.
Yep.
Right. I'm telling you, Neyland, outside of Neyland, will be packed for y'all at 4 in the morning. Y'all's fans going to be there going crazy.
Camping out, waiting.
Yeah. And from the time they set up in the morning until kickoff, it's going to be absolutely packed. The stands are going to be insane. Y'all probably will break the record for the noise. What's it called again?
Oh,
what was it? Ole Miss was that when the record was broke last year? It'll probably happen this game. I can see that happen.
So. I hope Vol Nation comes out.
Hope they stay loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be an insane game. I can't wait for that one. But yeah, so I think we've got a night game. I think ours is 7.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm going to be locked in. I'm going to be watching basically every snap of this Tennessee-Bama game. Because there's a lot of... Honestly, we didn't even mention this. There's a lot of just history in this rivalry, too. It's literally has a name, Third Saturday, October. It honestly, since they haven't won since 2006, it's not been the marquee game every time it's happened. Yeah. But there's some videos from it. There's the picture of what was the player that flicked off the Bama fans?
Golden.
Yeah.
I forget his first name.
There's that picture. There's the Alabama fan saying he hates Tennessee. You don't get this in just a regular game. This is a rivalry.
I'm surprised I haven't seen that video this year yet.
I
bet Alabama's posted it.
Yeah, I saw it a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Man. But, everybody's been looking before the season, not many people thought that this would be a game, really, probably. You were real hype on the Vols, but, obviously they didn't get the respect they deserved. Would y'all go 7-5 or something?
Yeah.
That didn't show what Tennessee's offense was capable of, though.
Right.
And it's year 2 under Heupel. Mm-hmm. And everybody's Alabama's bringing back the Heisman winner. It might not be a game. Yeah. But y'all get them in Knoxville.
This is, perfect. This is what you dream of as a Tennessee fan, to see these two teams play in the situation and environment that it is. Coach Heupel said a statement. They said, "This is why you come to Tennessee, because of this environment. College game day is here for the second time this year, and it's just crazy."
Yeah, it's insane. And I thought that they usually didn't want to go places 2 times in a row, but you got to for this game.
Yeah.
People could argue maybe it shouldn't happen for Florida, but it doesn't matter.
Kirk Street, they said they're excited to come back. So.
Oh yeah, I know Pat McAfee is, because he started singing Rocky Top last time. So
he did.
Man, yeah, I can't wait. I think that's about it for the pod. A lot of just rambling, but it's just college football.
Yep.
It's just at its best. But yeah, so thank you all for tuning in again to another podcast. You got any last things to say?
Hey, you know what I'm going to say. Vol Nation, this Saturday.
Stay extra loud.
Stay extra loud.
And man, coming off back-to-back. There was a sold-out crowd last week. Cats, y'all stay loud too because we need a good
Pick it up,
crowd this weekend.
Cats.
We got to pick it back up, get on the swing of things. So thank you all. Y'all enjoy the rest of the week. Be safe and enjoy some college football and NFL this weekend.
See ya.